Hey guys, this is Amy Weaver, Senior Vice President of Growth here at eXp with you today. And I'm so excited to be able to bring you this message. And it's all about mastering human-centric growth. And I'm excited today because this is a subject that's near and dear to my heart. I have had the title of growth in my with me for the last 8 years of my career. And this is going to be all about growing yourself, serving others better, and really building what lasts. So again, like I am the senior vice president of growth here at eXp. And for me, growth is all about starting with the heart. And if you see my sweater today, I wore something that aligned with our message. So we often think of growth as more clients, more volume, more people. In fact, just this morning, I saw this question that was posted on Facebook. It said, what if you stopped chasing volume and started mastering contact? To me, that means that the emphasis should be on the relationships. And real growth has layers. Every new level of external success exposes a new layer of who we are internally. Our patience, our leadership, our boundaries, and our self-awareness. If we don't grow ourselves alongside our business, then that growth is not actually going to last. I think you guys know what I mean. So the better that you lead yourself, the better you serve your clients, your teammates, and your partners. And what we're really building isn't just transactions, it's trust, it's impact. And it will be something that does last. So I'm looking forward to going on this growth journey with you guys today. So self-leadership, as I indicated, comes first. Your energy is going to set the tone. And for me, and hopefully for you, mornings are that opportunity to start anew every single day. And then getting that clarity. With clarity, confidence comes. And when you're in alignment with yourself, then you're going to build that trust for yourself and the others around you. So love and lead yourself first. Your energy is definitely going to set the tone for the day for your family, your clients, and anyone else that you get to work with. And I believe with all my heart and soul that mornings are where the energy starts and clarity is built. If it's where you decide like who you are today, what matters most, and how you want to show up and who you're going to show up for. So before the world starts to make those decisions for you, you're going to know yourself what the day is going to look like. And I'm not talking about a perfect morning or any 3-hour routine. I'm talking about a grounded morning. It's the calm before the others in your house wake up. It's coffee and affirmations. It's quiet time. It's reading. Maybe it's journaling. It might be light exercise, or it could be a full-on workout, just depending on what your time permits that day. It's calendaring, looking at your calendar and seeing what your priorities are. When you do that, it's going to allow you to serve your family and serve your clients and others with a calm confidence, and creating that alignment that really starts building trust. So when I was starting out as an agent, I read The Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents. Pretty much every single January, I'd start that book and read it. I had 2 small kids when I started real estate, and everything that I just described to you about getting up before they did, when they were up, I was grounded in myself and who I was and what my day was going to look like. Now that my kids are much older, I still have stuck to those same habits. It just looks a little bit different because I don't have, kids that are going to come bounding down the steps at any moment. But every day for me still starts with, quiet time and coffee, saying my affirmations, really setting up my priorities for the day, some movement to get the blood flowing, the brain working, and then I can go into work knowing who I am, how I'm showing up, and what's really important that day. Clarity isn't complicated. It's just simply taking a few minutes to ask yourself, what matters today? Who do I need to be and who do I need to show up for? And leading your mornings really means leading a better day all day. So when you have clarity and alignment first thing in the morning, your day is going to be so much better. I promise. So to serve others, we must grow in clarity, capacity, and credibility. So let's talk about knowing your priorities for the day. Serving others well is not about being available 24/7 for everybody all the time. Of course, we can't do that physically. We need some sleep. And it's certainly not about saying yes to everything. When you show up with clarity, capacity, and credibility, something really powerful happens, you guys. That's when people remember you. And that's how you show up better, again, for your family, your friends, your community, and how lifetime clients are created. What's your vision? Know that unwaveringly. What are your priorities? If everything is important, nothing gets done and nothing is important. I promise you, not everything can be a priority. So are you doing what you are promising yourself and others? Are you taking that time to think about your health, to think about your physical health, your mental health, and also your career health? So what is it that needs to get done in all those sectors of your life? And remember that clear is kind. Don't commit to anything that doesn't align with who you are and where you're intending to go. I think Brene Brown might have said clear is kind, and that really resonated with me when I first heard that, because oftentimes, well, I know growing up, if we thought we were going to hurt someone's feelings and we didn't want to say no to something, we might beat around the bush. But it's better just to let that other person know that whatever they're offering or asking you to do is not in alignment with you. And when you say no right away, so that they can go seek another person that they're looking for, that is kind to them. So remember that, and then you're going to be true to yourself, and it's going to feel better. And you guys, not all growth is good growth. Forced growth is fragile growth. Transactional growth is always short term, but human-centric growth, that is sustainable and scalable. So to expand, one of the biggest misconceptions I believe about growth is that it's supposed to feel harder. It's not. When growth is aligned and when you know who you are and what you stand for, your life actually becomes much simpler. And doesn't that sound refreshing? Simpler is better. Simpler is refreshing because, again, it's sustainable. Clarity is going to remove that decision fatigue. And when you know who you are, you stop questioning every single opportunity. You don't have to say yes to everything because you already know what fits. Aligned leaders don't get pulled in 10 different directions. They move intentionally in one or two. Burnout is often a clarity issue. You hear about burnout, you've burned out, I've burned out, and it's often because you don't have clarity, and it isn't always caused by too much work. More often it's caused by too many misaligned yeses. So I want this to land with you all. Stop chasing every opportunity. Stop saying yes out of fear or obligation, and know that forced and transactional only growth is the kind of growth that feels heavy because it's not rooted in identity, your identity. But human-centric growth simplifies your life. When you lead as a human first, then your work is going to support your life and not the other way around. So you stop proving, you stop chasing, and you start choosing. And that's when growth becomes sustainable. You choose what's going to work and align with you. And here's the surprising part. When your life feels simpler, your service actually becomes stronger. Your clients feel your confidence. Your teams feel your steady. And a reminder, again, that your business can only grow as much as you do. So going back to self-leadership, it drives external results. Growth is personal before it becomes professional, and who you become matters more than what you actually are doing. So when you show up for yourself every day, you're on a journey to a much better you, for you, and also for those that are in your life. All right, so now we're going to shift from talking about you and your personal growth to let's talk a little bit about your business and the shift that we're experiencing in the real estate world. Obviously, the market has been changing. Consumers and agents alike, they want more than transactions. And then AI has changed really everything. It has changed access to almost everything, but doesn't give the clients that trust yet. So Again, if anyone's noticed a shift in how real estate is done, it has been a hard couple of years. And I think that we've all felt that. I've spoken to agents and teams and brokerages that their business is down 40, 50, 60% or more over the past couple of years. Not everyone, but it's very common for me to hear that and not surprising at all. So again, consistency is going to be what really matters in this market. The market changes, but you don't. So remember, the market changes, you don't. The market is going to reward steadiness. Your clients are going to remember who showed up for them when they weren't looking to sell or buy anything. And that says for them, when you're showing up during those times when they're not looking to make a move, it says that you're here for the long run and that they can trust you. And again, something else that's changed dramatically in the last little bit, even in the last 6 months, I think is AI, because right now consumers can get instant information. I know I get instant information on everything. Clients can ask AI about pricing. They can ask about neighborhoods. They can ask about school districts, contracts, all of it. If our value was simply access to information, we'd be toast. We'd be in trouble. That's not what we are. And that's never been the real value of a great agent. AI can provide data. Here's what it cannot provide. It cannot provide judgment. It cannot read emotion. It cannot sit across from someone who's anxious or overwhelmed or making a life-changing decision and bring them calm, bring them trust. And hear me when I say this, when everything is automated, human connection becomes rare and therefore more valuable. Your connection right now with your clients is really more valuable than ever. As everyone else leans into that automation, you're going to lean into it too, but you're going to also have the human connection piece that's going to be more valuable than anything that AI can provide. So remember, the agents who lean into the relationships won't be replaced. They're going to be elevated. Okay, so when you want someone to choose you like a client, it's a very simple path. You make them feel seen, you make them feel safe, and that's when they trust your intentions, and it's when they understand the direction that they want to go in and the direction they should go in, and then they're going to move forward with you. Guys, presence has always been greater than pitch. People don't resist opportunity. They resist pressure and misalignment. No one likes to be pressured on anything. So your presence is going to build the trust before your words do. I want to talk about a personal experience I had when I was a wee little agent. So I started out as an agent in 2013, and it was a couple of years into that one of my good friends, who our sons played baseball together, called me up, and she had someone in her neighborhood that had interviewed like several real estate agents, and they didn't like any of them. So she's like, oh my gosh, you need to talk to Amy, because she knew that I was all about relationships and not pressure. And I was very much like rooted in the community. And so she trusted me because she trusted me. She wanted me to help her friends. So when I got to the home, I already knew kind of the background, so it did help a little bit. But I did it as I always do, as I always did every listing presentation. You know, they open the door, you're on time, of course. And then they open the door and greet you, and you're locking eyes and letting them know how special it feels to be in their house today and to have this opportunity to be able to list their home. And then I went through their house with them and asked them to let me know about all the special features in their house and everything that they loved about their house. And I just listened, and I took diligent notes. And again, I listened to, you know, the man was a carpenter, and he'd done several projects in their homes. And so it was very much a house with very specific taste, and a little bit of clutter. So we didn't focus on that. We focused on all the great things that they had done to the house and how they had made it a special home. Then after we toured the house, we sat down at the table and we talked about their goals and, you know, why they needed to sell and where they wanted to go. And so once we had built that trust, we were able to then dive into a general conversation of my goal of being able to get their house sold in the least amount of time for the most amount of money. So I told them that we were going to make decisions together and be a team. And they like that. They like that I didn't come in saying, you need to do this or you need to do that, or boasting about, all my sales that I've had in the last 12 years. They didn't need any of that. They needed someone to listen to what their needs were, and then trust that that person was going to understand them, understand the home, and have a plan together on how to sell it. And happy to say we got multiple offers when multiple offers weren't really a thing. I think within the first week, I can't remember exactly, but it was really quick. So, me having the knowledge of the other agents did help, but I still showed up in my authentic self. And so what I'm telling you guys is to slow down and have that connection. Don't over pitch yourself. It's really listen. So remember, clients remember experiences and not checklists. So anticipate emotion, not just steps, protect their peace during stress, and then you're going to show up with empathy and confidence. And that's what I did for them, because I knew that the other agents had, it had been overwhelming and all the things they wanted them to change in their home. So when we got down to the heart of the things they loved about their home, they were more willing to change the things that really did need to be changed to get more potential buyers through the front door. So don't be a box checker. Be a human, listen, care, and educate. You're a team together. And then also continue to show up after the transaction. Check in on the family, remember their names, write them down in your CRM, and then send them regular notes in the mail. Trust is a true differentiator. Advocate first, salesperson last, advise with long-term perspective, and then serve without expectation. So you're going to serve even if you get absolutely nothing back. And that's where I think the magic happens. All right. So small moments create big loyalty. You're going to have thoughtful communication. You're going to follow up without an agenda. You're going to have personal touches that reflect them and not you. And then consistency over grand gestures. Most agents focus on the transaction. Lifetime clients are created in everything around that transaction. Be thoughtful by explaining why something matters and not just what's happening. Check in on the stressful moments before they even ask you. So you're going to come to them before they come to you. Also create, a regular cadence for when you will be checking in. So if it's Monday, at noon or sometime between noon and 5, then let them know that right away. And when you talk to your clients, use calm and reassuring language. And then if they're feeling a sense of urgency or chaos, then you're going to use calm, reassuring language to tone it down and to educate them. And then after the transaction and during, you're going to follow up with them by checking in, and even after the transactions, weeks, months, and years later, without any ask from them, you're going to send them a note after you see on social media they had, a significant life event, maybe a birth, a marriage, or whatever. Their son got their first touchdown at a high school football game. And you want to share something useful without any expectation. Personal touches might be sending a book that relates to their interest, something for their kids or their pets, or a note that references a personal conversation that you had. Just always be thinking about how to do more than just the bare minimum, because that is when they not only are your forever lifetime client, but they're an advocate for you, as my friend was for me. When they hear of someone that has a real estate opportunity, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you need to talk to my good friend and realtor. She's amazing. Her name's Amy, blah, blah, blah. And let me give you her contact information. And then they're going to have connections for you beyond their own. All right, now we're going to get into a little bit about attraction, which is one of my favorite subjects. And, I just want to start out by saying people join leaders and they join people, not models. So when agents are choosing a brokerage, they aren't just choosing that brokerage, they're choosing a life, a culture, and a support system. So I say all that to say, first of all, that I believe our model is the very best. We have fast cap. If you don't know about that, look it up. But we have fast cap training where agents go in and they learn the foundational pieces of how to have a real estate business. And when those agents graduate that 6-week program, on average, they're coming out with 4 contracts, whether it be a buyer agency contract, a listing contract, or an offer to purchase. So that's huge. So if you don't know about that, learn about it. And it's absolutely something you should be telling other agents about. Also, we have collaboration among agents at the very highest level. We have the most productive agents and teams. We have stock, we have revenue share, and an opportunity to actually earn more than 100% at our brokerage, and a community that truly cares and leadership that truly cares. Also, let's not forget that agents are mostly choosing you when they choose a brokerage. Despite all the great things that I said, when you guys are having those conversations, it's an alignment with you first and a trust in you first. Then they're open to looking at the model. And so remember, it's what you offer in the way of culture, support, and valuable connections with others. So what agents are really looking for and asking for is, will I be supported here? Will I be respected here? And will my life be better here? And that's a big one. Will their life be better here? And support isn't about promises. It's about access. They want access to you, and they want you to help them with access to others that are where they are trying to get to. When agents come to us at eXp, they have you for support, plus over 2,000 staff members, a 24-hour support desk, brokers that are going to answer questions usually within just a couple of minutes, a university department that has over 70 hours a week of training, and a growth team that assists them with all of their growth efforts. So when you pour into your agent your own small circle that you've created locally, and then within eXp's larger circle, that's a very winning formula for an agent to raise their hand and say, yes, I would love to join eXp. We are an agent-first model, so agents can be entrepreneurial without micromanagement. Agents are treated like a professional and not just a number here. And respect is going to start with you as an attractor, and then eXp is going to show up in a big way for our part as well. Life is better here at eXp because these agents choose to be aligned with you, and also they can build a business of any size with scalable income opportunities beyond just their transactions. They're going to experience a culture that values growth with an exit strategy and also that minimizes burnout. This is why human-centric growth works so well at scale here. It is built around people and not around pressure. It's built around opportunities for the agents and for their families for generations to come. So let's talk a little bit more about attraction without pressure. When you're talking to an agent, you really want to listen more than you talk. The same as with that client. You want to hear, what their pain points are, what's working for them, what's not. You also want to honor the timing and the season, because it may be a not right now. Maybe it's like, I'm interested, but I'm not interested in moving right now. And then you want to, again, the same as with your potential clients or customers, you want to lead with service and not urgency. This is their timing, not yours. Everybody, all our agents want to bring those other agents on right now because it's like, oh my gosh, eXp is the best thing ever. And you see it, but it just might not be the timing for them right now. And you want to build that trust even if they're not going to move with you yet. So always stay in the service mindset. If it happens to be a no, the timing may just be not right now. It doesn't change your relationship. That door may open later when they have a life change or an event that causes them to be more open at looking at other options. And if you're continuing to show up, even when you didn't gain anything from it, they're going to trust you, and that trust is going to build so that they will likely come to you when an opportunity presents itself for perhaps a move to eXp. All right, guys, alignment is also very important because not every opportunity is going to be aligned. You're going to have some agents that are just not going to align with us. And when you have the right people, it's going to create momentum between you two and within your group. And aligned growth just feels lighter and it lasts longer. So this is super important. We are not a fit for everyone, both in life and in business. And that is okay. You guys want to lock your arms with those who share your excitement, share your passion, share your vision. You don't want to have to drag them along. You want them, kind of running beside you with that same vision that you have. And that's the type of alignment and partnership that is sticky and meaningful. Alignment is meaningful and it's sticky. All right. So a reminder of what we've covered so far: self-growth, better service, and aligned growth. Internal work first, and that's gonna fuel external results. Leadership creates loyalty, and then that trust that you're showing is going to compound over time for a lifelong client and an advocate for you as a real estate agent or a real estate agent partner. I've often had clients tell other agents about me and say, oh my gosh, you need to talk to Amy about going to eXp. And that's because they trust that I'm going to do the right things and share with them the right vision, to know that it's not going to be a pitch. It's going to be, let's look at this opportunity together. So I want you to ask yourself, who are you becoming as a leader? How are you serving more intentionally? And where can you lead with more humanity? So simple. Right? So we're here to the key takeaways. So you're going to lead yourself before you lead others. I'm just going to read these out. Structure your mornings intentionally. I think that's really important. I'm going to tell a quick story about my mom. My mom used to say that, when she would send myself and my siblings off to school every morning, she would always get to work and feel so sad. And obviously this was in the day before, we were little anyway, but she couldn't check in with us via text or phone. So she'd send us off to school and wouldn't see us until school ended and until she was off work. But she said oftentimes, like, she woke up late, everything was very chaotic and there was lots of yelling and, whatever. And like, get your backpack, make sure you eat your breakfast, put your shoes on, you forgot this. And, it's just lots of chaos and mayhem. So she said she would feel bad every single morning. So for me, like, being able to structure and she's amazing, by the way. So nothing against my mom. She learned this lesson later in life, but she was a young mom. But for me, having those intentional mornings and being able to present to my kids in a calm manner when they came down for breakfast and kind of having myself together was amazing to set the tone for the day. And like I said, that carries over even today as an empty nester. So you decide who you want to be before the day decides for you, because you want to be proactive and not reactive. Protect your clarity so that you show up calm and confident for your family, calm and confident for your customers or your future clients. Number 2 is get clear on what you say yes to. Define what aligned growth looks like for you. Say no to opportunities that pull you out of alignment, and let clarity replace urgency. Or remember that when you speak to your clients, you're going to talk to them in a calm and reassuring manner. All right, you're going to serve beyond just the transaction. So this is not a transactional client, it's a lifetime client. So you're going to show up consistently and not just when business is active. You're going to lead with advice and education and not pressure. You're going to be present in moments of uncertainty. And again, make sure that you're checking in with your people regularly. You're going to focus on, number 4, focus on small, consistent moments. Communicate thoughtfully. Follow up without an agenda, personalize in ways that reflect them, not you, and choose consistency over grand gestures. Those small moments are going to be what creates really big loyalty to you, I promise. And then you're going to use AI as a tool. Wendy Forsythe, I just actually saw a quote from her that said, AI is your thought partner. You're the thought leader. So you're going to let technology handle information. You're going to handle judgment, reassurance, and trust. And you're going to be that thought leader with your partner as AI as your thought partner, as I said. You're going to be the steady guide in a fast-moving world. So again, in this world where AI and automation becomes ever more present, relationships are going to be more coveted and more valuable. So you're going to, number 6, build growth that's sustainable and scalable. Avoid forced or transactional growth, build through relationships and alignment, and then create systems that support people and not pressure them. And that's when that trust compounds over time. All right, so this is the book by Hal Elrod that I have read. I have not read it in the last couple of years because it's kind of ingrained within me now, but I may start now that I'm talking about it. But like I said, I've been in book groups, like book studies and book clubs, where the Miracle Morning was something that was a staple for us every single year, because it sets your year off right too. So we're just out of January. So if you want to really get a grasp on starting your day the right way so that you can have a successful day. And I think that when you have a successful morning, that compounds into a successful day, which is going to compound into a successful week, a successful month, and a successful year. So go get this book and read it and start a book club. And then I just want to remind you to grow yourself, serve people well, and build something that lasts. Human-centric growth isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more so that others can trust you, follow you, and grow with you. It's that simple. It is that simple. Grow yourself, serve people well, and build something that lasts. And lastly, I'd like to stay connected with you. So this is my QR code for my Instagram. I'm cheering for you guys, and I can't wait to see what you can do. Thank you so much. This is Amy Weaver signing off.